She didn't notice that she fainted, and wakes up remembering that she has evolved into another kind of species, but in actuality nothing has changed. Her stamina is also drained after the fight, so she fills herself up with the food she just caught. Next, she just noticed that there's this 2 new skills she haven't tried yet, and with the power now to manipulate her threads, she might even be like a real Spider-Man hero. Then she uses the other skill detection, and with that her head started to hurt as numerous sounds comes overwhelming her head. She just practices using her thread manipulation because it's easier to level it up. She soars around the cave beating monsters, and then she level up again. She celebrates her winning streaks against the monsters in the cave, but a looming danger catches up her detection. And she is right, a group of mob people are behind her and is ready to fight against her. What's even worse, she appraises them and they are way higher level than she is. She runs away for she has no chance of winning against them all. Then she encounters again another big snake that is blocking her escape path, so she changes her way, but still the mob people are chasing after her. And now a new set of lizard monsters are blocking her way also. But good thing she's fast, she passes through all that hungry reptiles and manages to escape afterwards. Without really knowing where to go, she just runs straight forward and accidentally fell into a dark pit of the cave. Back in school, everyone has been called to go outside for a practical training, and Hugo has never been pumped up hearing that than staying in class. Next, the teacher wants them to take a wand, which he explains that all the wands are embedded with water magic. The teacher now instructs them to try and focus their magic to flow into the wand, and Shun gives it a go. The teacher added, they will aim their magic into the target nearby, but warns them not to point it to people. One by one uses their water magic, but they all seem to fail as they are just learning beginners. The dragon named Faye just had it, and show the students on how to really shoot the target. Shun on the other hand, successfully did it on his first try. But one girl takes on a different high level, as she seems frustrated on her level not high enough as she shoots more and more water. Although her aiming skills is always perfect, students say. Meanwhile, Hugo displays an out-of-character behavior as he performs a magic spell he has affinity with, and blasted the target with his flaming fireball. After that, his teacher shouted at him because that's not part of the training program. Little did they know, an imminent threat is fast approaching from afar. Everyone felt the evil presence of it and the teacher quickly protected the students by facing it heads-on. A strong gust of wind knocks off the professor fast, then shockingly fades away in front of students. Now appears a dragon Wyrm coming from underground and terrorizing the campus area. Oddly enough, this makes Hugo happy as he displays great confidence of how he can use his skill to its full potential. He then blasted it with his fire blast, then bombarded it with more fireballs, but the thick scales of the dragon protected it from any damage and everyone panics on what to do next. The arrogant Hugo says he can take care of it, but he got knocked off by the dragon's strong tail. As Shun looks at everyone in fear, he then realizes it's up to him to be the hero to save them. Shun bravely runs towards it, together with Katia, the saint girl, and also his sister. All of them now combine their water magic spell, and hit it towards the dragon. Shun then focuses all his energy to his sword, but the dragon counter-attacks with his fire breath, putting a stop to him. Hugo surprisingly joins again in the heat of the battle, but he's just throwing fire to everyone, that's why Shun pushes him away with water. Suddenly something glows, and it's their friend pet dragon bites off the Wyrm's neck. And for the finale, Shun uses his sword to slices off the menacing monster from where it stands. Everyone has been saved, and they all clapped to their saviors. Shun smiles to the students so that they wouldn't worry, but Hugo is a different story. He has been humiliated and then walks away. Back with the main character, she just encountered a terrifying big monster. Good thing she hasn't been seen by it as she lays on the ground with a sigh of relief. As she now ventures deep down inside the cave, she encountered a mantis-type monster that is fighting its way out against numerous enemies. She uses her appraisal skills, and learned that she is in another part of the Great Elro Labyrinth where numbers of monsters are more powerful. She is scared, and thinking the mantis is more powerful than the big snake she encountered from before. But as she turned around again, she sees the mantis has already been defeated by a much bigger monster, and apparently is an advanced evolution just like hers. She now realized that the lower stratum monsters are very unique, with its poison-potent skills that it all have. Next, she just walks in with a bunch of snails hanging on the walls. She wonders why no one is eating them since they are so weak. Of course she gives it a go but experience right away why monsters are not eating it, because it is made out of poison as well. The bright side of it though, another skills of her levels up and her resistance skills change into level 3. After that, she walks the deep darkness of the cave as all that she thinks about is food because she's really starving. Right on cue are the blue lizards. However, in this part of the stratum, monsters are pretty high level. But the hungry spider will do anything for a good meal and she successfully defeated them all. After her satisfying meal, She checks on her status level and finds out that she has learned a poison magic. She then tries to focus her energy to use the other skill of poison synthesis, and apparently she can now combine 2 poisons to have a better one. She uses her weak poison first in front of her, but is surprised that it just depleted her MP points. She then recalls about her past life of just watching other places from her TV, but now that she's in the wilderness herself, she now feels that she's really insignificant compared to this world. She detected right away that another monster is coming. A fierce monkey-like creature walks past by her while she hides behind the darkness of the cave. She quickly escapes while it's not looking, and swings her way to stay clear out of the monster's sight. Another creature appears, but it's a dancing monkey this time. It is fast. 1 second it's right in front of her, but she managed to get away. It continually tries to punch her over and over again, until she wrapped both of its hands with her trusted web. But the monkey is too big for that and swings her all over the place. In the end, the enemy accidentally just wraps himself with the web, and the main character uses this opportunity to use her poison fangs to it. After that, while she was resting, she hears noises from below and sees countless of monkeys very angry at her for deleting their kin. The creatures are now climbing up the wall to punish her, so she climbs higher, but the walls are somehow different and slippery. She decided to climb sideways, but the monkeys are throwing rocks at her so she wouldn't escape, so she turned back around and not knowing what to do next. The spider is now worried that the monkeys are getting nearer by the seconds, and then a bright idea came into her. Then she uses her poison synthesis to hit the ascending monsters. But at the same time, her MP points are depleting fast, so she now wraps them with her web traps to buy her some time. Using also her web manipulation, she attacks them all with it, but the monkeys are smart that they're able to go on top of it. Things get worse when more enemies are coming her way, so she bites one of them trying to defend herself. And with a sheer drop of luck, she hears the voice telling her she just leveled up and got a new skill. The enemies are now looking at a substitute body of the spider as she now watches them from above. This time, a ladder of monkeys got caught up with her, grabbing now her leg, but she showers them with her web at the same time, running fast as she can. She pulls one of the boulders out of the wall, and somehow she manages to break the entire wall along with all her collective webs that she made to trap the monsters. A big avalanche of boulders crashed down an entire army of monsters. Then the voice informs her that she leveled up again even more. But the fight is not over yet. More monkeys are coming, and they are evolved form of the previous monsters from before. One monkey lifts up a huge boulder like it was nothing, then it throws onto the secured place of the spider. Luckily she managed to avoid it, and then sees the monkeys are now learning how to bypass her web traps by building again a monkey ladder. She shoots them with her web to keep them at bay, but she worries about the 3 evolved form monsters who seem smarter and observing her every moves. One of them jumps higher, surprising the spider, then she hit it with her web, but nothing is working. On her desperate move to come, she activates her spider venom skill and splashes it all to the fearsome monster. It works, and defeating one of the bosses also leveled her up. Next, another one also jumps high. She wraps it with her web and did the same thing of making it drink her spider venom. After conquering them all, she screams, celebrating her joyous victory as the one last standing. Watch this next video. See you on the next one.